It's 5:30. Everybody will take your seats. All right, good evening. Welcome to Glendale City Council meeting of Tuesday, June 8th, 2021. The meeting is called to order. Roll call, attendance roll call. I'll be doing that right now, starting with Councilmember Eldama. I don't see him. Councilmember Clark, I know she's not here. Councilmember Melner.
Present.
Councilmember Tomacha.
Here.
Councilmember Turner. Vice Mayor.
Here.
I'm present. If you would, there's Councilmember Eldama. Okay, thank you. Okay, we're good to go. All right, next two items on our agenda are the invocation and our Pledge of Allegiance. The invocation is going to be delivered by James Deibler. Gentlemen, if it's appropriate, if you please stand, remove your hats if it's appropriate, and then remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance immediately following. Mr. Deibler.
Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, hear my prayer. Lord, hear my prayer. Lord, hear my prayer. And please keep the city of Glendale safe from COVID-19. And please help the city to grow. And our Father, you in heaven, hallowed be the name. Thy kingdom come, I will be done, earth as in heaven. Give us a day their bread. Give us our trespasses against us. Lead us not to temptation, or there is evil. God's kingdom by glory forever. In the name of Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Okay. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Before we get started, I'd like to remind everyone of the following. The meeting is televised. It's live on Glendale's Facebook and YouTube pages, as well as Glendale's own Channel 11. Our meetings are held in the Glendale Civic Center with the audience seated next door. Public health remains a priority. Face coverings are encouraged, but they're not required. We do ask all attendees to please try and maintain a 6-foot social distancing. And for those of you that are seated next door, be aware that you have a large screen in the room that you're in to hear and see us, but we also have the same thing on our side. So with that said, if you wish to speak on any item on the agenda, please complete a golden colored card, give it to the officer in the room, and that'll be given to our clerk, and then in turn given to myself. If you submitted a speaker card and indicated that you wish to speak on an agenda item, I'll wait for you to make your way into the podium in this room. I will be allowing 3 minutes for each speaker tonight on all the agenda items. If you wish to speak on any item that's not on the agenda, please make sure that you complete a blue-colored speaker card. Also give it to the officer. That'll be given to our clerk and then in turn given to me. Be aware that citizens' comment sections is at the end of each voting meeting. I want to thank you all for your patience. Approval of the minutes. Next on the agenda is just that, May 25, 2021. Council members, do you have any corrections or additions to those minutes? Hearing none, can I get a motion to approve the May 25, 2021 voting meeting minutes?
Yes, Mayor. I move we approve the minutes of the May 25th, 2021 voting meeting.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion from Vice Mayor, a second Councilmember Eldama to approve the minutes. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed, say nay. Appears the ayes have it, do have it, the motion carries. Consent agenda and consent agenda resolutions will be our next items 2 through 24. Items on those two are of routine nature. They've been previously studied by the City Council at a workshop session. They are intended to be acted upon in just one motion by this council. Ms. Rabin, would you please read the consent resolutions, items 14 through 24?
Item 14, resolution number R21-48, a resolution of the Council of the City of Glendale, Maricopa County, Arizona, approving the issuance by the Industrial Development Authority of the City of Glendale, Arizona, of its student loan program revenue bonds, Midwestern University Foundation, in one or more series in an aggregate principal amount not to exceed $30 million. Item 15, resolution number R21-49, a resolution of the Council of the City of Glendale, Maricopa County, Arizona, authorizing and directing directing the entering into of Amendment Number 1 to the Reciprocal Services Intergovernmental Agreement for Landfill Disposal Services with the City of Phoenix. Item 16, Resolution Number R21-50, a resolution of the Council of the City of Glendale, Maricopa County, Arizona, authorizing and directing the entering into of Amendment Number 1 of an intergovernmental agreement with the City of Phoenix for the operation of fixed-route transit services in the City of Glendale. Item 17, Resolution Number R21-51, a resolution of the Council of the City of Glendale, Maricopa County, Arizona, authorizing and directing the entering into of an intergovernmental agreement with the Arizona Department of Transportation, IGA 21-0008-115-I, for the installation of smart detection services at approximately 20 locations along Glendale Avenue. Item 18, Resolution Number R21-52, a resolution of the Council of the City of Glendale, Maricopa County, Arizona, authorizing the city manager or his designee to apply for Arizona Department of Transportation ADOT grants and enter into ADOT grants up to the amount of $2,070,000 for capital projects at the Glendale Municipal Airport, to sign all certifications required for the grants, to enter agreements with ADOT for the purpose of accepting state money, and to amend existing grant agreements if necessary to accept these grants, and to authorize staff to accept and expend all funds and to make these authorizations effective until June 30th, 2022. Item 19, Resolution Number R21-53, a resolution of the Council of the City of Glendale, Maricopa County, Arizona, authorizing the city manager or his designee to apply for federal grants and enter into federal grants up to the amount of $2,720,805 for airfield capital projects at the Glendale Municipal Airport, to sign all certifications required for the grants, to enter agreements with the United States and any of its agencies for the purpose of accepting federal money, and to amend existing grant agreements if necessary to accept these federal grants, and to authorize staff to accept and expend all funds and to make these authorizations effective until June 30th, 2022. Item 20, Resolution Number R21-54, a resolution of the Council of the City of Glendale, Maricopa County, Arizona, authorizing and directing the entering into of an amendment to the Intergovernmental Agreement 133-75-2022 for transit services with the Regional Public Transportation Authority, RPTA, for the provision of public transportation services in the City of Glendale. Item 21, Resolution Number R21-55, a resolution of the Council of the City of Glendale, Maricopa County, Arizona, authorizing and directing the entering into of an intergovernmental agreement with the Arizona Department of Transportation, IGA 21-0008-117-I, for the installation of detection systems along 59th Avenue at 25 intersections in the City of Glendale. Item 22, Resolution Number R21-56, a resolution of the Council of the City of Glendale, Maricopa County, Arizona, authorizing acceptance of and directing the entering into of the Arizona State Library, Archives, and Public Records LSTA subgrant number 2021-0010-CAP-05 for the Mental Wellbeing and You project. Item 23, Resolution Number R21-57, a resolution of the Council of the City of Glendale, Maricopa County, Arizona, authorizing acceptance of and directing the entering into of the Arizona State Library, Archives, and Public Records LSTA subgrant 2021-0170-INCOMM-03 for the Growing Glendale Libraries project. Item 24, Resolution Number R21-58, a resolution of the Council of the City of Glendale, Maricopa County, Arizona, authorizing acceptance of and directing the entering into of the Arizona State Library, Archives, and Public Records LSTA subgrant number 2021-0340-Wi-Fi-H-07 for Wi-Fi hotspot lending at the Glendale Public Library.
All right, thank you. Do we have any speaker cards for any of the consent agenda items?
No, Mayor.
Thank you. Council members, do you have any items that you'd like to hear separate?
Mayor,
Go ahead.
I'd like to hear item number 13 separately.
Okay, do you want it voted separately or you just want it heard?
Presentation, discussion, and a separate vote, please.
Okay, so somebody want to give me a motion on everything else?
Yes, Mayor. I move we adopt consent agenda items 2 through 12 and consent resolutions 14 through 24.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion from Councilmember Tomachoff, a second from Councilmember Hugh to approve the recommended action. Is there any discussion on that motion? Hearing none. All in favor, vote aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, vote nay. Appears the ayes have it, do have it, that motion carries. So now, would somebody, actually, you want to introduce item 13?
Item 13, authorization to enter into Super Bowl,
Okay. You have anybody that can present on that item? Go ahead, sir.
52.
Mayor, members of the council, good evening. So the city council last year indicated its desire to be supportive of the Super Bowl 2023 when they set aside up to $1 million in its budget to be used for working with the Super Bowl host committee on a variety of different events. After that was put in place, we were able to meet with the Super Bowl host committee and have crafted a package that we believe brings excellent benefits to the city and our citizens. And I'll be glad to kind of go through what some of the key items are. There's a whole host of things that are that are part of this. First and foremost, by entering in this agreement with the host committee, we will be recognized as an official Super Bowl sponsor. That has not been the case in prior Super Bowls. That allows us to brand the Super Bowl, use the official logo, and then anything and everything that the city, or excuse me, that the Super Bowl and the host committee do, whether it be their website, social media, printed collateral, et cetera, everything will indicate that the city of Glendale is an official sponsor of that event. And so there's a variety of things that are interwoven into here, but essentially it allows us to, both from an economic development standpoint and how we present what we're doing in the city, to be able to tie in directly with the Super Bowl as a sponsor. Another key item is what's called the CEO Forum, and this is something that the Economic Development Department feels will be of huge benefit. This particular host committee is going to be bringing in a number of high position CEOs from organizations they believe are good targets to either move or relocate or expand into the Arizona area. And so there's going to be a specific set of activities and programs. This will make sure that the city of Glendale is represented in every one of those meetings so that we can start developing the relationship. We can start being able to talk about the benefits of what Glendale can provide them in terms of whether it be space or just the different kind of services we can provide them. Another item that this provides is it really sets us up so that there's focus put on all the different event space and venue space throughout the city. Basically, the Super Bowl week-long event has over 200 events. And by being a participant here, there will be a responsibility to help promote our area restaurants, venues, et cetera, to the, to the various corporate sponsors and people that will be coming in for the Super Bowl so that we can connect them directly to be able to use their venue, their space, their restaurant, et cetera, as part of these 200 different events that are taking place. Another thing that we're real excited about is the Business Connect program. This is something that we think is really critical for our small business community. And what will happen is there's going to be a couple of workshops that the Super Bowl committee will put in place that is geared towards our minority, veteran-owned LGBTQ small business owners to help them learn how to connect their service or product or company to the various activities that are taking place with the Super Bowl. And so what this will do is we will actually create free workshops. They will get education in terms of here's how to present your material, here's who to contact, here's the opportunities that exist. When this was done in 2015, it led to over 60 local contract or 60 small business contracts throughout the valley, representing hundreds of thousands of dollars of business. So we're really excited for our local business community that they're going to get an opportunity to learn how to tap into this event to maximize their company. Another item on this will be the hospitality component. Again, because there's so many different events going on, this will provide our elected officials and key representatives to be able to interact with all the different companies and events that are taking place. There's a large media event that'll be taking place the week of the Super Bowl. This will make sure that we can be there to present to the media, to talk about our story, to talk about all the changes. If you remember that for many of the media, the last time they were here in Glendale may have been 2015. And as we all know, there's a tremendous amount of change that's taken place in Glendale since 2015. We felt to be able to get our leadership from the city able to attend these events and to set up relationships and to be able to tell our story will be a huge advantage as well. So there's other things that are incorporated in this. The cost of the package is approximately $1 million. It'll be made over 4 different payments. And just as a reminder, the host committee believes they will need to raise between $40 and $50 million to put this event on. So there's a lot of cost involved. This is just a very, very small part of supporting that activity. But we believe this presents excellent value to the citizens and to the city. And I'll be glad to answer any questions you might have.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Mr. Phelps. So I requested this be pulled from the consent agenda because in my mind, it doesn't fit the description that we use for things on the consent agenda, that they're either routine in nature or that they've been discussed in a workshop setting where council's had an opportunity to review the proposals. I appreciate the presentation tonight. I will say that when in previous discussions that we've had about setting aside $1 million for the Super Bowl, it never dawned on me that it would be for a membership or sponsorship. I thought it was a set aside to cover the expenses that the city undoubtedly occurs when we host a Super Bowl. Those expenses have been certainly significant in previous years, some of which I'm told we may not incur this year, but I'm sure that there will be expenses associated with the hosting of the Super Bowl. This is, for me, was the first year I hope that we might get into the black on this event. I feel that we've been in the red in previous Super Bowl host situations. And I can't help but think that what a tough year this has been for so many of our residents with job loss and reduced hours and furlough, how difficult it's been for our businesses in the community that have closed and or reduced, had significant reduction in their business income, even if they haven't closed. I have a hard time justifying taking $1 million out of our general fund, money that we could be spending on parks or right-of-way landscaping or public safety, police and fire, or any of the numerous other needs that we have in the city, and spending it for a sponsorship for an event that's going to occur in Glendale regardless, and that we ought to be reaping the benefits from. As I've often tried to impress upon council and staff, for every $1 million that we take out of our general fund and give away, or that we forgo putting into our general fund through grants or sponsorships or something else, it takes $34 million in taxable economic activity to replace that. And that activity comes through the hard work and labors and ingenuity of our residents and our businesses. And I just myself have a hard time spending this hard-earned taxpayer money this year in this direction. We've been hoping that with the hotels and everything else that have come in since 2015 out in the Westgate area, that we would have revenue coming in, and I think our citizens deserve it, and I'm just reluctant to give it away when, though there's a good description of all of the things that might come our way, I've yet to be convinced that corporate relocation is a significant component of a Super Bowl experience. And I just don't think for myself that the money's right this year for us to be spending it this way. We can take that $1 million and use it to offset other expenses, Super Bowl oriented, or we can spend it in our community, improving the quality of life for our residents. Thanks. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mayor. I would have to disagree with Councilmember Turner on this issue. The city of Glendale has never, over the past, we've had several Super Bowls, we have never contributed to we've never been a sponsor. And I've studied this out quite a bit. I've talked to people about it. What do you get from a sponsorship? Well, it's just like anything else. Why do businesses sponsor any event? Is they expect to get some notoriety, some sort of a return, and they always do. And that's why big companies always sponsor events, because there's some return that they get. I believe that this sponsorship by the city of Glendale is going to reward the city of Glendale in ways we can't even comprehend, because of the fact that we are now we're going to be viewed as a positive image from the point of view of the committee that forms the Super Bowl. Other sponsors who also participate in this. I believe there's a lot of items we could go down. We could quantify how much more revenue we will generate at our restaurants and on our hotels and everything else as a fact, because we are sponsoring it. So I would have to disagree that it's not, that the money could be used better elsewhere. And I got to remind the council members and the community, we are investing very, very, very heavily into our parks and into our other things. We have taken into account these things. And this was, this year, we had the availability from our funding to be able to actually be a real sponsor of the Super Bowl, which will return, in my opinion, many, many times over what we invest as a sponsor. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Yeah, I feel like that we're going to be able to leverage this into something that really, really benefits our community. You know, the opportunity for some of through the Business Connect and, you know, making available and having our businesses and our arena and other facilities that we have around the city on the list of places that are, you know, receiving and hosting events, I think is something that's not going to be available, not readily available to these businesses without our participation. I think there's a huge benefit to the community for doing this. I think we definitely will benefit, not just I mean, it's not only just about, but over time, especially with the CEO forum, and we've had plenty of conversations about Glendale not having a seat at the table at these kinds of things. This is how you get a seat at the table. This is exactly how you get a seat at the table. You're not invited to the table without this. So I think that it's the right thing. I think that we're not going to get a return in a year probably on this investment, but I believe we'll be rewarded for the investment over time, and so will our business community, and so will our residents. So I'm supportive of it.
All right, well, I'll speak. Several years ago when we had the last Super Bowl, totally different animal, completely different animal, and it wasn't a shining light on the city of Glendale. We had a lot of issues. We coming out of a pretty bad time, and you know, I was one of those people out there fighting, trying to get us a seat at the table, which we didn't get, and it was for many, many reasons. But the tides have changed. Things are so different today. You know, we have the hotels that we didn't have several years ago, where people will be staying here. The phenomenal growth that we have, and how anyone can say that we didn't get any benefit out of it 6 years ago, I guess it was now. When you stop and think that during the Super Bowl, the city of Glendale was announced as the sports capital. I mean, I was pretty proud when I heard that. And then the fact that the amount of growth that we got after the fact, now you could attribute some of that growth, not all of it, to the Super Bowl, because the governor himself did a very large project to bring in businesses from all over the United States and all over the world to the Valley, and showing off what we have to offer, and then look at the growth that we end up after that. That wasn't by accident, that was by design. And I'm very, very proud of where we're at and what we have. Some of the things people don't know is the benefits to the city of Glendale that, I know Joyce is aware of it. I don't know if the rest of the council knows, but our 9-hole golf course, over near the football stadium recorded their best day in their history because of the Super Bowl. They had a very, very, very large event over there, and the guy said it was the best year he's ever had. And it was from the amount of people just wanting to golf and people looking for places where they could hold parties and events. And I know they're very excited about this next one coming up. But, you know, it's such a big canvas it's painted. It's not just a small area. It's not just Westgate. It's really the whole state of Arizona. And the epicenter of that, obviously, is our stadium. And then it just goes out from there. It's like the drops in a pool of water. You know, it starts in the center and then it goes out. The whole state benefits from it, which people go to the Grand Canyon, they go to Tucson, anywhere in the state, when they spend money, that still comes back to us. We're still getting money out of that. So it's a much, much, much bigger picture than I think most people realize, the tourism that we get out of that. So I'm in full support. I actually looking forward to, yes?
When you're finished, I just forgot to mention something, so if you come back to me.
No, go ahead and mention it.
I did want to mention, though, that the city, our public safety costs will be a lot less than they were before because we're not responsible for the public safety in the interior of the arena and all the work that goes into preparing, basically, not just the stadium, sorry, not arena. But we don't have that responsibility anymore. That's with DPS now. So while we will be responsible for other public safety, traffic control, and that sort of thing, we're not going to have all of the work that goes into creating those safe zones and all the buffers around it like we would when we were responsible for the interior. So our public safety expenses will be a lot less than they were in the previous Super Bowl when it was Glendale was responsible for all of the public safety for the Super Bowl. So I just wanted to point that out, Mayor. Thank you.
Well, and we certainly will take care of our public safety, you know, and that's the beauty of the last one that we had. We did everything, and we still took care of our citizens. We didn't put off 911 calls. We still answered those. So, you know, I think everybody should be very proud. Mr. Phelps, you're next, and then we'll go to Mr. Aldama.
Yes, maybe, I think Councilmember Aldama may know about this as well, but just on Monday, because of the partnership that, you know, that we're starting to create with the host committee, the NFL came to, we toured 3 facilities, the Civic Center, the arena, and the media center, and all indications are they're going to probably lease the Civic Center for numerous days to do for media credentialing. And so what a great opportunity to bring the people who tell the story of Glendale and who will be reporting on this to our historic downtown, get a chance to show them, you know, this part of our city, which is a little bit different than the Westgate part. So that's just an example of how we think we can leverage this. What I will tell you is we'll be engaged with the host committee and we will put every effort forward to make sure that, that we create value for our citizens, our business community, and for the city. And we're very confident we can, you know, we can do that and leverage that. The CEO Forum in 2015, they hosted approximately 65 CEOs that had a combined corporate valuation of $3.5 trillion. And from there, they believe that they can count specifically either 5 to 6 either expansions or relocations or new operations here in Maricopa Valley from that. So we want to be at the table. We think we have a great story to tell about why they should have a presence here to create jobs and opportunity for our citizens. But I did want to say, I mean, I think it's going to be great. Now that we have this relationship, we'll be able to use all of our assets for the benefit. And I hope I didn't steal what Councilmember Aldama wanted to talk about.
Thank you, Mayor. No, I did want to mention that this will be the first opportunity that downtown Glendale will have spotlight on it during the national stage. So I'm going to be very supportive of it for that, number one. There's number 2, 3, and 4. But number 2 is the Business Connect. That is significant. That's something that I've been trying to work with on the council to create a program of our own. I think we may even have one. But that's going to be significant. We're going to be able to bring in partners to work with the NFL to put them into the Business Connect. But what I want to ask the city manager to mention, if you will, because I think it's important, it's a significant price tag, but it's also a significant appearance on the national stage for City of Glendale to be on. But will you will you, for the audience that's out there, talk about how we're going to pay this? I think there's a few installments we're paying for, and then it's contingent for future fiscal years, it's contingent on this council to approve those funds as well. So can you speak to it a little bit?
Yes, so we've broken down the payments. The first installment would be in the current FY 2021 budget, which has been approved by the council. Then there will be, then in the next year, in January, there'll be an additional $250,000 payment, one in June of 2022, and the final payments in '23.
Thank you, Mayor, if I may. So $1 million is $1 million. It doesn't matter if it's installments or it's at one time. But it's not hitting us all at one time, so I think that's important to mention. And then again, and lastly, I know that Westgate wasn't built for us to have a Super Bowl, but now that Westgate is built out to the extent that it is now, it's important that we put it on the map. And the NFL, the Super Bowl, is the national stage that we need to have that on there so that folks come back to it and return. And then having CEOs that may transplant here, if we just nail one of those, I think we might be able to pay ourselves back. So if we get two of them, we're just a bonus. So I'm all in on this one. I've spoken to a lot of my constituents, and they've always said, the Super Bowl comes and goes, and we have no part of it. Well, we have part of it now. And so I think it's really important, and thank you for explaining the payment process. Thank you, Mayor.
Any other conversation? Okay, can I get a motion to approve?
Mayor, I move we approve consent agenda item number 13.
1-3. Did you say 15 or 13?
13.
Okay, it sounded like 15. Okay.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion from Councilmember Tomachoff, second from the Vice Mayor to approve the recommended action. We'll do a roll call vote. Councilmember Aldama, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilmember Clark, how do you vote? Not here. Councilmember Melner, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilmember Tomachoff, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilmember Turner, how do you vote?
Nay.
Vice Mayor, how do you vote?
Aye.
Chair votes aye, motion carries. Okay, bids and contracts. Item 25, would you please?
Item 25, authorization to enter into and approve the expenditure for a professional services agreement with Star West Technologies LLC for maintenance and support of the electronic patient care reporting EPCR software.
We have any speaker cards?
No, Mayor.
Okay, very good. Any questions from the council? Hearing none, no speaker cards. Can I get a motion?
Mayor, I move we approve item 25.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion from the Vice Mayor, second from Councilmember Tomachoff to approve the recommended action. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote. Councilmember Aldama, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilmember Clark's not here. Councilmember Melner, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilmember Tomachoff, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilmember Turner, how do you vote?
Aye.
Vice Mayor, how do you vote?
Aye.
Chair votes aye, the motion carries. Would you introduce item 26, please?
Item 26, authorization to enter into a construction contract with Southwest Saw Cutting and Milling LLC, DBA SWB Paving, for the citywide utility cuts program.
Do you have any speaker cards?
No, Mayor.
Thank you. Any questions from the council? Hearing none, can I get a motion to approve item 26? From anybody?
Mayor, I move we adopt item 26, authorization to enter into a construction contract with Southwest Saw Cutting and Milling LLC.
I
Second.
second.
Okay, did you second it?
I did.
Okay. I have a motion from Councilmember Tomachoff, a second from Councilmember Melner to approve the recommended action. Is there any discussion on the motion? Mr. Melner, any discussion?
No, thank you.
Okay, you just look like you had a question. I was just,
I do have questions, but not about that.
okay. Councilmember Aldama, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilmember Clark, how do you vote? Not here. Councilmember Melner, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilmember Tomachoff, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilmember Turner, how do you vote?
Aye.
Vice Mayor, how do you vote?
Aye.
Chair votes aye, that motion carries. Public hearing, item 27.
Item 27, biennial certification of land use assumptions, infrastructure, improvement plan, and development impact fees. Public hearing.
Mayor, members of the council, here to provide staff report is our Director of Budget and Finance, Lisette Camacho.
Thank you, Mr. Phelps. Good evening, Mayor, members of the council. State law requires the city to conduct a public hearing on the results of the development impact fee audit within 60 days of the release of the audit to the public. The audit was conducted by Raftellus for the period of July 1, 2018 through June 30, 2020. The results of the audit were presented to the City Council at the May 25th budget workshop. That concludes my presentation. I'll be happy to answer any questions that you may have.
Questions from the council? Hearing none, public hearing is now open on item 27. Do you have any speaker cards?
No, Mayor.
Okay, anyone needing to speak on this item? Hearing none, public hearing now closed. Special budget meeting resolution. We'll now move on to a special budget meeting, which requires us to hold a public hearing and convene a special meeting for the City of Glendale's fiscal year 2021-2022 final budget, my favorite thing. Would you introduce item number 28, resolution number R21-59, please?
Item 28, resolution number R21-59, a resolution of the Council of the City of Glendale, Maricopa County, Arizona, adopting the final budget of the amounts required for the public expense for the City of Glendale for the fiscal year 2021-2022, setting forth the revenue and the amount to be raised by direct property taxation, and adopting the City Council's financial policies.
Mayor, members of the council, here to provide staff report again is Lisette Camacho, Director of Budget and Finance.
This item is to conduct a public hearing on the final budget and convene a special meeting to adopt a resolution formally approving the final operating, capital, debt service, and contingency appropriation budget totaling $1.2 billion, of which operating budget is $731 million, capital budget is $281 million, debt service budget is $93 million, and the contingency budget is $139 million. The details of the budget were presented to the City Council over 9 budget workshops. That concludes my presentation. I'll be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Questions from the council? Seeing none. Public hearing is required. Public hearing is now open for the adoption of the final budget for the City of Glendale's fiscal year 2021-2022. Have you any speaker cards on this item?
No, Mayor.
Okay, is there anyone needing to speak or would like to speak on this item? Seeing no one, public hearing is now closed. We'll now convene to a special meeting for item 28, resolution number R21-59. Do I have a motion for item 28, resolution R21-59?
Mayor,
Go ahead.
I move that we adopt and approve resolution number R21-59, adopting the final budget for the years 2021-22.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion from Councilmember Melner, a second from Councilmember Tomachoff to approve the recommended action. Is there any discussion on this motion?
Excuse me, Mayor, I'm sorry to interrupt. Did we convene the special meeting? Okay, I just wanted to make sure, little technicality there, but just making sure. Thank you.
Okay, roll call vote. Councilmember Oldama, how do you
Aye.
vote? Councilmember Clark's not here. Councilmember Melner, how do you
Aye.
vote? Councilmember Hugh, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilmember Tom Turner, how do you vote?
Aye.
Vice Mayor,
Much off?
Vice Mayor, how do you vote?
Oh, go ahead, Vice Mayor.
Aye.
Councilmember Tomachoff, how do
Aye.
you vote? Wow, and the chair votes aye. Did I miss anybody? Okay, good. Okay, that motion does carry. We will now return to our regular voting meeting resolutions. Did that answer your question? Okay, good. Will you introduce item number 29, resolution R21-60?
Item 29, resolution number R21-60, a resolution of the Council of the City of Glendale, Maricopa County, Arizona, designating the city's chief financial officer for officially submitting the fiscal year 2021 expenditure limitation report to the Arizona Auditor General.
Mayor, members of the council, here to provide staff report again is Lisette Camacho, Budget and Finance Director.
This resolution is to designate me, Lisette Camacho, as the city's financial officer and the individual designated to submit the city's expenditure limitation report to the Arizona Auditor General. That concludes my presentation.
Okay, council, any questions? Any speaker cards?
No, Mayor.
Very good, thank you. Is there a motion for resolution R21-60, item number 29?
Mayor,
Go ahead, sir.
I move that we adopt and approve resolution number R21-60.
Second.
I have a motion from Councilmember Milner, a second from Councilmember Tomashoff to approve the recommended action. Is there any discussion on this motion? Hearing none. Councilmember Eldama, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilmember Clark's not here. Councilmember Milner, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilmember Tomashoff, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilmember Turner, how do you vote?
Aye.
Vice Mayor, how do you vote?
Aye.
Chair votes aye, the motion carries. Would you introduce item number 30, Resolution R21-61, please?
Item 30, resolution number R21-61, a resolution of the Council of the City of Glendale, Maricopa County, Arizona, approving and authorizing the entering into of a conciliation agreement / voluntary compliance agreement between the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, Southwest Fair Housing Council, Ability 360, and the City of Glendale, amicably resolving a November 5th, 2019 fair housing complaint.
Mayor, members of the council, here to provide staff report this evening is Jean Marino, Director of Community Services.
Thank you, Mr. Phelps. Good evening, Mayor and Council. Excuse me. This is a request to waive reading beyond the title and adopt a resolution pertaining to an agreement to resolve a fair housing complaint. As mentioned, the complaint was originally made in November 2019 by housing advocate representatives that raised concerns about some elements of our administrative plans that govern the city's public housing and housing choice voucher programs. I am pleased to report to you tonight that over the course of the past year, with the support of Assistant City Manager Rios and the City Attorney's Office, we have worked collaboratively with the housing advocates to improve our administrative plans significantly. The changes go into effect in July, and they're designed to make our programs more accessible, easier to navigate, and they incorporate many best practices that are recommended by the Department of Housing, Housing and Urban Development. And most importantly, however, we're taking a people-first approach to our service delivery of these programs instead of only viewing our programs through regulatory compliance requirements. I am extremely proud of the work that our housing staff does every single day and have done for many years with these programs. Administering this program is not easy, and they deserve to be commended for the work that they do and leaning into these changes that will be implemented in July. I'm most importantly proud of the fact that they're looking at service delivery from the perspective of the people that they serve. The advocates have shared with us that we should be proud of the work that we've done and that have put into those admin plans and to make them best in class. So entering into this agreement amicably resolves the fair housing complaint. There are no financial implications, and this will fully resolve this outstanding issue. And with that, I would be happy to answer any questions.
Yeah, thank you. Questions from the council? Go ahead, sir.
Thank you, Mayor. First of all, I want to thank Jean Moreno for moving quickly on this and working with HUD to address the complaint. Jean knows me very well that this item and other items with HUD is very special to me, as you have to have been a recipient of these resources to understand why it's so passionate to me, and we were recipients of it. There used to be a list that folks used to be put on, and they were put on for years. You needed a housing voucher, you were put on the list, and you were there for 20 years with never being called upon. We're going away from that. And Jean Moreno, you are responsible for leading your department and your staff into doing the right thing. I just want to remind everyone in the room, but your staff, that our mantra is to improve the lives of the people we serve, and that's what this amendment does. And so thank you so very much. Getting rid of that list. I wish that list would never existed when we were recipients, but it's gone now, and I thank you so much. I really do appreciate you getting this thing fixed up.
Questions from our council? Okay, very good. Any speaker cards?
No, Mayor.
Thank you. Is there a motion for Resolution R21-61, item number 30?
Mayor,
Go ahead.
motion to approve item number 30, resolution number R21-61.
Second.
I have a motion from Councilmember Eldama, second from Councilmember Hugh to approve recommended action. Any discussion on this motion? Hearing none, roll call vote. Councilmember Eldama, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilmember Clark, how do you vote? Not here. Councilmember Miller, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilmember Tomashoff, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilmember Turner, how do you vote?
Aye.
Vice Mayor, how do you vote?
Aye.
Chair votes aye, that motion carries. Moving on to new business, would you introduce item 31, please?
Item 31, authorization to enter into a services agreement with National Demographics, Inc. for redistricting services.
Mayor and Council, before you is a services agreement for the redistricting services with National Demographics. There is a maximum amount of $99,900. NDC has over 40 years of experience. They worked with the city in 2001, in 2011 with regard to redistricting services, and this year they have been selected by the state of Arizona to also do work in the state of Arizona. If you do select NDC, they will be coming out and meeting with the council at that time so that you can discuss with them developing a project website, developing public participation kits, what will happen with social media, developing the online mapping tools for public, when and how many public meetings you would like, whether citywide or in your districts, the mailings, and then also the utility bill inserts. With that, the agreement's before you, and I'm available for any questions. Thank you.
Any questions from the council? Go ahead.
Just one question. On other organizations I've served on that had to go through this process, some of them had provisions within their bylaws or their rules that did not allow that a current elected official could be boundaried outside their current district. Is that the way we do it in the city of Glendale?
Mayor and council member, that's the question for the 7 of you that you will decide with the consultant.
Okay, thank you.
No other questions? Do we have any speaker cards?
No, Mayor.
Thank you. Is there a motion for item 31?
Mayor,
Go ahead.
I move we approve item 31.
Second.
Motion from Councilmember Turner, second from the Vice Mayor to approve the recommended action. Is there any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, roll call vote again. Councilmember Eldama, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilmember Clark's not here. Councilmember Melner, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilmember Tomachoff, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilmember Turner, how do you vote?
Aye.
Vice Mayor, how do you vote?
Aye.
Chair votes aye. That motion does carry. Request for future workshop and executive session. Can I get such an animal?
Yes, Mayor. I move that we hold the next regularly scheduled city council workshop on Tuesday, June 22nd, 2021 at 12:30 p.m. in the Civic Center, 5750 West Glen Drive, Glendale, Arizona, to be followed by an executive session pursuant to ARS 38-431.03.
Okay, I have a motion from the Vice Mayor, a second from Councilmember Tomachoff. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, vote aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, vote nay. Appears the ayes have it, do have it, that motion carries. Next up, council comments and suggestions. We'll go on to just that. Councilmember Eldama. Any?
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. Just want to read an announcement here for the El Catillo District. The Pavement Management Program has completed all of its commitments to touch 19 miles of streets in the El Catillo District for the current fiscal year. Heavy coats of slurry, seal, and asphalt rejuvenating agents have been applied throughout the district since fiscal year 2016. The pavement management plan has touched 62 miles in the district, and we're not done. The remaining 37 miles left to touch are on track to be completed in early spring of 22. So I mentioned that because I met with a few constituents. They want to know when the next pavement is happening in their neighborhood. It is in spring of 22, and we've done quite a bit of work, so our pavement plan is working, and our streets look really well in the El Catillo District. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Councilmember Melner.
Nothing, Mayor.
Thank you. Councilmember Tomachoff.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. I do have something today. Today, the pool opened at Foothills Recreation and Aquatic Center. So I want to remind Cholla residents and citywide residents because the pool opened today, and it will be closing on July 3rd, and then on July 6th, Rose Lane will be opening. And the reason for that is we were not able to hire enough lifeguards. So if you're a lifeguard looking for work, we're looking for you. And at Foothills Recreation and Aquatic Center, open swim starts today. It was from 1 to 5 o'clock. Lap swim is daily from Tuesday through Saturday, actually, 1 to 5. And then swim lessons are available. They're going to run all the way through July 2nd, and registration is open for that. So please come out and enjoy the pool. Thank you, Mayor.
Councilmember Turner. Vice Mayor.
Nothing, Mayor.
And I have nothing. Citizens' comments is the next item. Council makes the opportunity available to citizens to bring information, business before the council that's not on our printed agenda. I have one card in front of me. Mr. Deibler, you have 3 minutes, sir. James, hold on one second. She's going to turn the button on for you.
Hi, my name is James Deibler. I live in Phoenix, Arizona. Yesterday, I saw construction along Glendale Avenue from 99th Avenue to New Waver. There was only one westbound lane open for traffic. Road construction on Glendale Avenue is causing motorists to take a long time to travel home from work. The city of Glendale needs to speed up Glendale Avenue road construction to reopen the streets in time for the Arizona Cardinals football season. Finally, the Phoenix Suns is playing good basketball. This NBA team beat the Los Angeles Lakers. Thank you for your time and consideration.
Thank you, sir. There being no further business before this council tonight, I'd like to thank everyone for attending tonight's meeting. There's no objection from this council. We're adjourned.
Michael.